Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the TCS. It is I, Chris with a K. Joined with me is Hayes, is the name. Hayes, your franchise is stepping up to the plate tonight off of a very hot win last week. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. My three brain cells that came to show up on time, mind you, on time to show up and show out.
On time being the punctuality, the Aristos Panta almost had another first in, as well as getting reverse swept. They almost were the first team to take a forfeit. Luckily, they are here, they are ready, and everyone is getting in the game. Now, Hayes, both these teams were the only teams to go to Game 5 last week. Your team came out on top of that, but the Aristos Panta got reverse swept. Do you feel like that both these teams have it in them to go to 5 again, but maybe end up on the other end? You know, do you think that Aristos is hungry for it? Is Mythical Rejects gonna squeak it out again with their clutch factor? What's gonna happen here?
It all depends if Mythical Rejects can honestly play coherent ball, and I guess they can. I mean, if they come out and actually play Rocket League, then yeah, they'll win. I don't see a Game 5. But if they don't and just throw like they normally do, then I mean, it could go to Game 5.
Absolutely, and I think the one turning point with this Aristos Panthers team last week that led to the reverse sweep is Zuggs was able to get shut down by, I believe it was not squeaky clean. They lost last week in 5, and that is going to be another quick goal for Mythical Rejects. On fire, and I think I've said before, this team, the chemistry, that what they need to do to get the wins, it works, and DFAT and Laggy show that here.
Yeah, I mean, it shows what happens when you actually get up and warm up in Rocket League.
Yes, and I'm trying to remember. It was Xy's team. Is that Project H? No, that was Whitlock who quit. Yes, it was Hyperlaunch. Thank you. Hyperlaunch taking the win in that Game 5. And, well, we'll see what can happen after that. I know that Zuggs, Shade, Burning. This is kind of an odd team. Burning and Zuggs have played quite a bit together, so Shade trying to fill in the dynamic on this team is my biggest question mark, because I know Shade, he loves to get aggressive. He loves to get on the other side. Physicality is the name of his game, but he's got to be enabled to do so, and I think that first comes with being able to make space and push it out of your half. And a team like Mythical Rejects, Hayes, these guys are not gonna give you much space. They are going to be in your face constantly in the midfield.
Yeah, no, they sure love to you ever watch like 2-year-olds play soccer?
Yes.
Or 4-year-olds, Bumblebee? That's how we play.
Just everyone constantly swarming the ball. Well, Burning trying to take this one slow. Laggy with the save. He's still playing it slow. Looking for a nice little turtle flick. Can't find it there. Stoobs into the midfield to try to break it out. Laggy, great 50 through. DFAT, he's first up to it. And that's a big double commit coming out from Aristos Panta. They've got to be a little bit careful. Shade low on boost, but a great demo from Zuggs on the Stoobs. Shade trying to go the distance. No one's in net. DFAT actually having to get back right in time. Laggy, good stop, and Stoobs following it through. This Mythical Rejects team looks even better than they did last week. DFAT on this block there. Burning shot. He's going to be a little wide. Follow-up is not there. The most open net that the Aristos Panta have seen, and no one's there to put it away.
I mean, nobody was there due to Stoobs. Actually, Stoobs on the game. He actually got a demo, and I think on Shade too, that was ready for the ball. I will say I've noticed for this Panta team, now they have got a little bit warm. They are actually rotating properly, and it's a team game. Unlike last week when they just let Zuggs do it, they are actually playing kind of coherently.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe a little slow start due to them being a little bit late to the match, but they definitely seem a little more comfortable. But, you know, Stoobs doing Stoobs things. He is wreaking havoc on that back line, and a quick shot from DFAT just doesn't miss, and that catches everyone off guard. That caught me off guard with just how sudden that went.
What a shot. That's my boy. I'm sorry, not biased. Neutral reaction.
Unbiased casting is the only casting we do here. But I think that's one of DFAT's kind of, like, secret weapons, is that if he sees the opening, he's just gonna go for it. There's not really a... You know, you miss every opportunity you don't take. And he does not miss opportunities. He will try to take it every single time. Yeah, he could go 9-0 on shots, but you can bet he is going to be there to take a shot if he has the chance to. And, well, he's 2 for 3. I believe last week he had some insane shooting accuracy. All of the replays are on ball chasing. They should be uploaded soon enough. And Zuggs, no boost left. That's a floater, and with a minute in, down by 2. Dare I say possible?
Nah. Yeah, possible. Neutral reaction. No, I feel like for DFAT with this team, pardon my pun, he's got like a mythical cloak. Nobody really sees him on the field due to they have to keep an eye out for either laggies, mechanic. All right. Nice shot. Either laggies, mechanics, or Stube's demo. So he's just like constantly just there and nobody knows why. But crazy pass and shot there.
Now that is one way to get the franchise owner of the team you're going against to shut up. Wow, was that a great pass play in the midfield and brought it within 1. Definitely looks like Aristos Panta. They are starting to warm up, but Mythical Rejects, you know, this defense, it held last week. They were, I believe, they were up by 2, and they were holding it off to 3-2. Shot is not on, but Laggy sends it to the corner. Dead ball in the midfield. Shade. He's got that one. Over another. Trying to get it to the back wall, but DFAT getting in the way, but gonna cost him his life. In field, Laggy's got the touch to the corner. 15 seconds. They just need to stay behind the ball. And, you know, if there's one person that can kill time on the ball, it is Laggy. But Aristos Panta, they're still in the attacking half. Shade, he's got to start something here, and it's got to happen right now. DFAT up, but Zuggs with control. Stoops, get a hand up, and he does. Shade, not a lot of boost, trying to keep it alive. It's to open space. Low boost for everyone. Zuggs not able to. Mythical Rejects, they get the win, but they barely squeak by.
Gosh, the brain cells are firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
Crazy second half of that game for Aristos Panta to actually come out and show us what real Rocket League looks like, other than Mythical Rejects not doing as much.
I mean, I will say credit where credit is due. Mythical Rejects able to hold off at least, you know, a 3-goal lead. I don't want to ever say is really ever safe. If you get, you know, there, you know the rule in like Counter-Strike or Valorant where you're up like 9-3 rounds or something and you're more likely to lose. I feel like when you go up early, like 2-0, that's like the 9-3 curse in those game equivalents. You are, if you go up 2-0 in like the first minute and a half, 9 times out of 10, you lose that game. So the 3 goals is kind of like, yeah, we've got the insurance to ensure that does not happen. So Mythical Rejects getting the lead, keeping it, because they only got scored on with a minute left. You know, if they're able to put on that pressure, yeah, you can kind of let it coast by after that. You know, you've got the luxury of doing so. And if they can rinse and repeat that, well, it could be the recipe for success. So that's a great bump from Stubes onto Zuggs. Laggy up, no boost. We'll keep it in. But Aristos Panta looking more warmed up now. I'm expecting them to come out of the gate hotter.
Oh, you got Zuggs taking it up, bouncing off the back wall. Not much to do except for everybody misses. DFAT gets one off to the side. Burning with the all-hail challenge. Because just gets back for his team. I am honestly just stumbling over my words. I'm trying to watch him play, and it's really hard to talk.
Oh, I mean, it's hard to talk when you got 4 people on the field up for the same ball, and nobody makes contact with it. The circus is in town, and Laggy's leading it. That flick gonna be denied. Stoops' follow-up shot is off. DFAT, he's a little too far on that one, but Laggy, great rotation, already back as third man, keeping it out. Zuggs over 1, but DFAT keeping it in. The tight rotations, keeping these 2 teams locked in the midfield. Zuggs trying for something. Flip reset, but cannot get it by Laggy. I mean, you want to look at your star players on the teams. You're looking at Laggy, you're looking at Zuggs, and Burning, no one's looking at him. What a goal!
Oh, Burning got a bump on defense, then scored. Wow. I'm going to give him props today. He's actually putting in work.
I mean, incredible foresight to stay in the play, too, having the recognition to come back around, score that one after the bump, because, you know, at that point, it's a scramble. It's a foot race. Who has got the more momentum off the recovery? And Burning has them beat then. Zuggs, great 50. Burning, he gets a touch, but the pinch goes all the way back downfield. Burning, infield to Shade. Shade gets beat by DFAT. Absolutely speedy DFAT. Having a very good series so far. Stoobs, well, he's wreaking havoc in the other half. Shade misses that one. Shot's not there. These teams, I want to say, almost have the same dynamic. I definitely feel like these teams are both more offensive heavy. Stoobs on the stomp to keep it out. What a play.
I would say I've noticed something a little bit different from last week to this week for the Panther right now. They're currently, Shade and Burning are taking one man.
Yep.
They are pushing the ball downfield, getting a 50, and letting Zuggs just get a free pop. It is a big difference in last week, and it's letting Zuggs do everything. And it's really breaking down this Mythical Rejects offense, or defense.
I mean, that's what you want to do. You got a player like Zuggs, you need to enable him, you know. If you are able to get him space to do things, then it's going to work out. But I think what's even better is that they are taking every single ball, even if they're losing it, they are getting a touch on it. You know, they're not letting it, they're not hitting the ball and banging it away to the other team and just losing it free. No, every time they're up for the ball, they are taking one last touch, a 50-something. It has to come from a challenge if they are losing the ball. That right there is dangerous. Burning low on boost. Laggy, he's trying to keep it in the corner. DFAT looking for the bump. He can't do so. We're coming down to the final minute, and right now, Mythical Rejects offense just has not been there. This is actually really reminiscent of Incognito mode versus Tarnished Warriors last week. Aristos Panta are just, they're not getting a lot of shots in. They're just keeping defense at the top of the box. But as I say that, DFAT, ask and you shall receive, ties it up.
I don't think Burning was ready for that kind of bounce off that corner. It was very unfortunate positioning for him, but what are you gonna do? This is Rocket League, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, if there is one place you do not want to be in a 1-on-3, 1-on-2 situation, is that ball bouncing in the corner. Because you have to play it perfectly. I mean, that ball out of the corner, oh, is one of the worst places to try to read it and, you know, where is the other team positioned, because you have no visual on the field other than that corner, you know. You're hoping that everything has just been aligned for you correctly. But a minute left. And Mythical Rejects, well, they've got the late momentum in the game. Oh my gosh, Deep Fat, do it to him! Oh my gosh, Deep Fat, he's got nerves of steel, Hayes!
I was just sitting there, it's like, I don't know what's going on. They both just didn't want to touch it, and then Slaggy just comes in and it's like, excuse me, shoves it in.
DFAT is on something else, and what? Zuggs sits Stoobs down and ties it right back up off the kickoff. That is tragic.
And to be fair, that is the last person this Mythical Rejects wants to have on the back line is Stoobs.
Oh,
I will say he's good at the game, but what's defense?
Not in the vocabulary of Stoobs, if you know this man. He does everything! Oh my goodness! Laggy and DFAT right now have got some kind of connection going on between them, because the way that these two are moving the ball in offense is another sight to see. But that, you know, that does kind of concern me, because Stoobs, you don't know him for his defense. So having Stoobs play a little more of a third-man role is not to the benefit of the team. I really don't know if they have to keep up the pressure. Oh, burning. Oh, that's the dream 1v1 right there. He can't do it, and we've got overtime A's.
Oh my gosh. No, I feel like what they really need to keep the offensive pressure for this Mythical Rejects is Stoobs to play. Okay, that works. I was gonna say just have Stoobs demo, but Stoobs just faking, I guess.
He gets a touch on it somewhere. Where that is, I don't know. But that's Mythical Rejects in another 3-2 victory.
Them boys, they'd like give me a heart attack. That's what it is.
I mean, that's kind of how they play, though. They're aggressive to the point where it's almost, after you lose, it's like, how did we lose? You know, that's just the pressure that they can bring on. It's an unorthodox method of winning, because they kind of just throw themselves at the ball almost. I don't want to sound that in a, you know, negative term, but the challenges they've been relentless. They've been careless. Like, they're just confident in going for the ball, and they're winning it. That's what's the seller, is that they're confident in going for the ball. And when you play with confidence and you're having fun, and I've been in comms with all three of these boys, I know they're having fun in comms, it's going to be hard to beat that.
Yeah, I agree, but what does the Panthers have to do to fix what's going on? I mean, they're not playing bad. That's the problem. The only thing I can see is that the only two people in that game that really take a shot or shots were Zuggs and Bernie. Does Shade need to step up? Because for Shade being Shade, like, he is typically a really offensive heavy person, but I feel like he's been their support.
Yeah.
I think if
go on.
Yeah, I think if they just bring Shade up, let him play a little bit, because he can do a lot, and let Zuggs just clean up after him, it might be a different story here.
Well, and that's why I say you kind of got the same dynamic on both of these teams. If I'm matching player for player, Shade and Stoobs, very demo heavy, very aggressive, they can make opportunities. Laggy and Zuggs, very mechanical, very solo play orientated. DFAT and Burning, they're the wild card. They're going to fill in wherever they're needed. These teams are almost identical in their play styles. It's just that I think Mythical Rejects have a little more chemistry to them. They're able to execute on what they are trying to do. And so that relies on a lot more communication from Aristos to really send this one home. And, well, it's do or die now. They're on match point. There is no more lives for them. And we'll have to see what comes of this, because that's a great play from Burning. And he's going for the bump, but Shade's so far back that nobody's there to take advantage of it. That is textbook right there for a goal. And there is just no one there. Mythical Rejects having one hell of a time trying to get this ball out. Musty Flickery sent Zuggs. He's feeling it, but there is just no support right now from the Aristos. They've got to get in each other's minds. They've got to lock it down.
Somebody clip that.
The words were not wording there. What a shot. What a save.
Stoops? No. No, that's going back to what I'm saying. If Shade is more aggressive, if he's feeling confident, like you were saying, he would have been there for that open goal. There was nobody back on Mythical Rejects except but one person, but Burning had him covered. Okay. Thank you, Shade. Thank you for doing exactly what I told you. Why did I say anything?
Ask and you shall receive. Shade, he's putting the team on the back. Follow the lead and watch it. One goal now for Aristos Panta. That's the first time they've had the lead, if I am correct in saying so.
Yes.
No, Burning scored first in the last game. He got that one off the bump. So, technically wrong, but they definitely need that lead here. Zuggs to the back wall. Burning energy. Pop shot. Shade. Follow through. That's what we needed, boys. That's the money maker.
Go mute. Shade, stop listening. Stay go playing third man. Good dunk. Gosh.
See, now I think we're in the situation of this is going to be an all-out slugfest. I mean, if you really want to take a look at these players, who do you want playing defense for both of these teams? You want the highest level player. You want Laggy, you want Zuggs. Now, for them to do that, they also then have to be the ones to say, hey, we got to rotate back the fastest, because right now, the offense is soaring for Aristos Panta. Laggy, no boost back, has no options, doesn't even know who's hitting the ball there, both of them up for it, but Zuggs perfectly executed. This is good for Aristos Panta. Halfway through the game, 3-goal lead. Don't let up. You know, not a great defensive showing from them so far. You want more insurance if you really want to be safe in this one.
I agree, man. It is crazy how quickly they just came out and changed. It didn't even look like they changed their game plan other than brought Shade up. Like you were saying, Shade or not Shade, Blizzy's a wild card. No, Shade was the wild card of this game. With him doing what he's doing now, is that in? No.
It will be.
Yep. It brought it. Okay, I just lost my train of thought, so that I didn't expect it to be so open.
Yeah, well, and I think the one thing that I saw from Mythical Rejects last week too, because I casted that game, was they ended up getting caught wide on the rotations quite a bit. And I'm kind of noticing that with the free real estate there. Oh, the bar denies. That's tragic, but still on the pressure. Wait, that's just not in. Okay, we're chilling. Stoob's another shot, but turned away by Shade. But no, these teams, they like the 100 boost. You know, they're greedy for it. They want boost. They want to get in the play as fast as possible. Well, you got two teams that are very boost greedy, look at what happens. You leave the midfield wide open. Whoa. Shade almost, not Shade, Zuggs almost getting there, but still, I mean, these teams are literally identical in just what they are doing. It's who's going to come out first, or, you know, who's going to come out first, who's going to have the advantage of the boost in each play, and who is going to be able to have an explosive offense on the way out, because it's a minute left, and it's Aristos up by 2. Down by 2 in the series, but how poetic would it be if they get reverse swept and then they reverse sweep the next week?
Good. It would be good for them, you know. I'm not for my mental. Well,
legally, you're not allowed to say it'd be good for them.
Neutral reaction.
Neutral reaction. Zuggs in field. Burning short. Yeah. Aristos came to play in this one.
Zuggs is 1v3. Got the ball open, and Burning was just there.
I mean, looking at the rejects now, Hayes, what do they have to, you know, what went wrong here? Because clearly they had all the recipe for success in games 1 and 2, but I mean, what changed? Was it just that Aristos was just sending the house on each play? Were they just, you know, what do we got to lose? Just start going for it, you know, pushing, have that player in the middle. Like, what turned?
They went from being overly passive to overly aggressive, and it's gonna take at least another game, I feel like, for these 3 Mythical Rejects players to recognize what just happened.
So you think we're going to 5?
At this point, looking at that, and unless they just come out and go back to playing how they normally play, I mean, this is how they Mythical Rejects are. They dominate, get dominated, and then somehow sneak by.
Well, I think that does speak volume to how these teams are. I mean, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, and people are gonna hate me for it. But truly, this is like Spider-Man, man. I cannot tell these teams apart in just constantly what we're saying they need to fix. Because right now, what I tell Rejects is to just get aggressive. Like, opportunities were just not there. Sure, they had 4 shots, but I really couldn't tell you what they were. You know, if you got pressure going, but you can't remember a shot, I don't really think you got pressure. I think you got, you know, just lucky on one. I mean, that ball, watching the replays back right there, it was just a wide open net on a wide rotation from Aristos. So right now, Rejects, get aggressive. Like, where's DFAT just popping shots? He's held to 0 right now. And it's not what you need. What you need is you need ruthless aggression. Shout out if anyone gets that reference. But it is game 4, Hayes. And let me tell you, both these teams went to 5 last week. I'm feeling like it's a little bit of a blast of the past. We might be going to 5 again.
It's 100% feeling like game 5. I don't want to say it. Never mind. Okay. Every time I talk, something bad happens.
That's the caster curse, Hayes.
Stoops!
Oh!
You get aggressive, and look what happens. Stoops out here with, what, 1, 2, a 2-piece nugget meal, and a nice little crispy fry at the end.
He's got the makings of a Happy Meal and have the Mythical Rejects up first in this game. And wow, would it be something to just end it here. I mean, the stress level is one thing, but Zuggs, he doesn't need anyone. You know, Stoobs, you can do all the hard work you want, but it's just going to take a one touch off the ceiling and falling right down on it. Both these teams, I feel like, are in their aggressive zone. They are willing to take that lead and just send it. I mean, what do you have to lose? And Stoobs! Oh, that is a tough bounce on the back of his car.
Oh my. Stoob's stoobing right now. Both ends.
That is the makings of an unhappy meal, but an also classic Stoobs moment. This guy is a staple for his offense and his defense. Not all of those are good, notable moments, but he is consistent, and that's what we love about him. Laggy, big ball downfield. He's got another one burning. Can't get to 50. Stoobs on the 50. DFAT. A little bit too wide for him to handle. Burning, creeping up in the corner, gets the bump as the way paved for Zuggs. Over 150 against Laggy. Burning, he's gonna turn aggressive. Shade, oh, bumped on the rotation back. That is tragic, but they keep it in. Shot just a little wide. Burning can't beat Laggy to that one. Shade to the back wall, but nothing more. Aristos Panta, they are hunting. They are so close, knocking on the door. But yet, Rejects will not answer. Great pass. Shade, he keeps it in the corner for now. Zuggs is going to let him pull it out just a little bit. They don't want to overextend now. But that play from Laggy, you don't want to take him in a 1v1. You just don't.
I feel like it was a good beat by Laggy, then realizing it is burning last. Targeting the low Sao. Granted, we've seen low Sao's last week pop off, but when you have Laggy, it's like it's really hard to not just let go of the controller and just let him score, because it's going to happen regardless.
I mean, that's the one thing that really excelled for. Okay. For free?
This is why I don't talk.
Wait. Why is this in, though, is the question. It just. Laggy?
I was gassing him up.
Well, that one's gonna let slide just a little bit. By the way, has it been 3-2 as the ending scoreline for every game so far?
I was gonna say nothing.
Okay, I really hope I don't jinx it.
The last one was not.
It was 4-2, yeah. Well, that's tragic. That could have been cool. But, no, I mean, playing against these higher level players, you can't have fear in them. You have to challenge instantly if they're on the ball, because the more space you give them, the more time they have the ball, the more they are able to do with it, and you cannot let that happen. And right now, Zuggs, uncontested down the side wall, and he's got the shot. 4-2, half the game to go. Is it far from over? Absolutely. Mythical Rejects, though, they got to get this under control, because I think Aristos Panta are making up for last week. Reverse swept, and now they are trying to do what has been done to them. Rejects, though, what more do you have? Or else we may be going to another 5.
It's just like they came in so hot, ready to play. Now they're missing some easy touches. I've seen some whiffs. I've seen this, obviously Stubs in, but they're also, their rotations are 100% different. I don't like, they're so far off. They're rotating wide. They're also pushing up either way too far or way too back. It's weird to see this change from them. You would think the goldfish brain they have, they were to forget about it very quickly, but it's showing that they're not.
Yeah, they are just getting beat to every single ball right now. Laggy. Once you see Laggy kind of getting off groove too, you know something is definitely going wrong, because Laggy does not normally get beat this much. He is a very well-rounded player. He's very smart on the field, but just not able to find a solid, consistent challenge. And I think that Aristos Panta, they are really just beating the Mythical Rejects to the ball. The touch has been uncontested, or the challenge has been uncontested from Rejects, and I honestly think just slow it down a little bit. You know, I know these players like to play at fast pace. They want to be aggressive, but I just don't think that right now they are able to, given their spacing. Oh my God, Zuggs, that could have been nasty. This guy is going for every kind of reset in the game right now, and he is so close to putting them in the back of the net. You gotta ruin that confidence for him. He's got another reset. Just do it to him. Okay, he doesn't, but a minute to go. 3 goals down. Hayes, I don't want to worry you too much.
I'm very worried about these boys' mental right now. If you could see what I just said, yeah.
Oh.
It is oh, never mind. Mental's back.
Keep talking bad about them. It seems to be working.
It's honestly, whatever I say, opposite happens, and it's hard to not say what's going on. They just need to bring it together. Their reads are off. They're going for the weird boost. I've also noticed, like, out of rotational boost that they normally wouldn't go for. Stub's not demoing, obviously. He showed up in got those first 2 demos. Was it last game? Or was it this game?
My God, Laggy! What a shot! Oh my God, Prime Laggy is back!
Oh, he just was sleeping. He was taking a quick little nap.
Bro hit him with the... You know, he's just dreaming. He's like, guys, monitor back on. Let's play some Rocket League. That has got to be one of the greatest shots I've seen from Laggy. And now, you know what, Hayes? They're within 1. They were down 3 goals at 1 minute left. If there was anything that I could say would go the way of them, it might be this. Is that on? That's off. Zuggs, touch, up high, defend. He's to the back wall. Zuggs keeps it to the corner, but Laggy, full tank of boost. Can he can't! Oh, so close, but so far, Hayes.
Oh, boy. Granted, that probably didn't end the way they wanted. I feel like that is perfect momentum to take in the last game. Disgusting sidewall double with Laggy. I can see the chat right now, and it's honestly amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You just know when you see, you just know that where they are watching at when you just see, oh my God, that is just what it is made for. But Laggy, just That goal alone, just having that energy go through these boys. I mean, Stoobs is probably like, oh my god, you know, he's in the chat. He's now feeling it. DFAT's gonna be feeling it soon. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Because these boys going into Game 5 might have just had the boost that they need, like you said. You know, how that little momentum does wonders. But, Hayes, there was 4 teams last week to go to Champions Field, and 2 of them are back again. They could be completely tied up going into the final week before the major at 1-1, 6, 10 matches played, 6-6 on their record. There could be a whole bunch of stuff going wrong for them, but only time will tell as it's Game 5.
I would say only one of those teams. Okay, I'm not gonna say it now. I was gonna say only one of those teams got past it, and one got thrown into the dirt. But Zuggs is pushing it through while Burning just clears house for him.
You know, it is funny actually that the team that lost in 5 and won in 5 will also be playing against each other due to how the groups work. So these matches were kind of inevitable to happen. We'll see who is the better of Game 5s, but that's a great start for Aristos Panta. Laggy, he's missing that one. That's a wide open net. Zuggs keep it in the corner. Stoobs doesn't have anything more on that one. DFAT, though, trying to take it to the side. Shade gonna shut it down. Laggy, oh my gosh, into the middle, but no one in support and low on boost. Zuggs over 1. DFAT will take advantage. Boost grab in the midfield for Stoobs. That's huge for them. Trying to keep up pressure. A little bit of bump comes through onto the teammates. Not what you want to see, but right now, it's definitely needing, like, Mythical Rejects. They have to get out of their half, and they have to keep it out for some amount of time because shots are just raining through right now from Aristos.
It is astonishing to see that Aristos Panta is on every clear ball, even every touch right now. Just like Zuggs right there, cleaning it up. That's all he had to do is just wait for somebody to hit it. He's like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, and maybe it's a breakdown of communication now too from the rejects. You know, Laggy, he's got the lineup for that one. Stoobs maybe panicking a little bit. You know, Game 5, it's never fun, especially when you were up 2, and now it's just an onslaught from Aristos.
See, every time you say something good, then they do something good. Every time I say they do something good, they do something bad.
Trick of the trade, my friend. Trick of the trade. Welcome to the caster curse. You gotta know when to use it for good and when for evil. And right now, I'll tell you this. A kickoff goal here for the Mythical Rejects would absolutely turn the tide in momentum. And I don't think it's gonna happen, but I tried.
I appreciate it.
You can't use the curse for good or evil. It just happens.
So
close.
Yeah. Stoobs taking it down. Oh. That's the problem with that flat card, Stoobs.
We're seeing what rejects have left in the tank because they look depleted. I mean, they're not moving fast. They're really just at the will of Aristos Panta right now. Shade, that's not a great touch. Laggy, he's still getting challenged from Burning, and the challenge is coming from behind too. I mean, how can you plan for that? You can't see the challenge coming, and every single opportunity that Laggy gets, it's being thrown away. That's a great touch, but Zuggs has the read. DFAT off the side, gets a demo, but Stoobs, he's going to lose that one in the midfield. Laggy's going to have to cut to keep it in the half. Zuggs, another great challenge. DFAT to the back wall. Laggy, he's got support in the midfield. Stoobs is there. Stoobs gets demoed from Shade. Shut that down.
Sorry, my mouth is wide open. That was unreal awareness by Shade to... I think he missed the ball, but just self-corrected. A little turn, got a demo. I think he saved this the game right there. with that one little demo, because if that goal goes in, it's momentum, and they don't have it.
It is really all going wrong right now, Hayes, but dare I remind you of how did Mythical Rejects win in week 1? I believe they were down 2-0 going into the final minute and made the comeback. Down by 3, well, a little bit taller of an ask, but I still think that these players, when back is against the wall, they are not one to just shy away, but they've got to get on the same page now because it is do or die at this moment. The momentum, full field for Aristos. They got reverse swept. They're on the verge of changing the course of last week, and Shade finds Burning. 4-0 with a minute left. Could it be the greatest comeback in history, or could it just be the greatest comeback from week 1?
It's gonna be the. I don't want to call it yet, but you can't argue with the Aristos Panta's defense right now. Their defense and their challenges. It's just ever since game 1, they have just mothered the ball. I mean, granted, they lost game 2, but once they found this groove, Mythical Rejects haven't had a really good opportunity to really break through, other than like 1 or 2 solar plays.
Yeah, and you know what? Surely the end of that game 4, coming off 2 goals back to back and a highlight play of the century, you surely thought that momentum was building in favor, but whatever happened just did not translate into game 5, and it is an absolute slaughter for Aristos Pantas, translated to the Greeks' best, and my goodness, did they just perform massively today.
They showed up late, took them like 2 minutes, and they showed out. I think they just got that little extra rest. That's what it was.
Yep.
They got a little extra rest in them, and once that little fall got out of their little head, they soared with the game. It good props on them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what a turnaround. You know, these two teams now perfectly even in record, perfectly even in games. Going into the next week, it is the week before the major. That is a big matchup for seedings. Everyone, I believe, well, we don't know yet, but 3 teams in this group are now 1-1, or will be 1-. 2 teams are 1-1. Possibly that all 4 teams can be 1-1 after this week. What a turn of events it could be, Hayes, but unfortunately, your team doesn't get it done today, but I'd still say, you know, if you're gonna lose in 5. You know, this is the best worst case scenario, and you know, we could just blame Aristos Pantas for icing the team. You know, even though the Rejects won the first 2, we're gonna blame it on icing. Don't make it a habit, guys. Don't make it a habit. But
you play too much Rocket League, after a while you start to go downhill. That's probably what it was. They waited for that plateau.
Yep. Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. Come back tomorrow. More Rocket League to be had. I think there's 3, maybe 4 matches coming up tomorrow, but it was an incredible match tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you next time. Later.